Playlists. They are the most underutilized tool on YouTube, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Let's do this.
vidIQ.
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 Hello everyone, as always it's so fantastic to see all of you joining us here for our vidIQ weekly live stream where we take you through one vital element of YouTube and then we look at your channels and do live streaming interaction with you to find out how you can improve your content. I am joined as always today by my esteemed guest experts, whatever you want to call him, the super nerd. Here he is joining us on screen now, Jeremy Vest. Awesome to see you as always. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Awesome. So what we're actually going to be talking about today as everybody joins, and do let us know where you are if you are on the live stream. If you're watching in the replay, by all means, send in questions. We'll be happy to answer them after the live stream. We're talking about playlists. So Jeremy, if you were to quickly sum up what the power of playlists are before we go into our, as usual, awesome 10-tip presentation, what would you say about playlists?
I would just say they're a way to organize content in a logical manner. So when you're on Hulu or Netflix or Amazon Prime and you want to watch a series, it's in a playlist, right? Because it's probably by season or something like that. So playlists are just ways to logically experience content, a group of content.
Yeah, it's almost like the Netflix philosophy of binge watching. If you can put all of your content into one place and you can keep those people watching your content, watch time, session watch time, it's all bonuses for you as a video creator, Jeremy. So if you want to launch yourself into this presentation, we'll switch over to your screen momentarily and you can take us through everything that we need to know about playlists. It's over to you. Let's do this.
All right. So the first thing I want to talk about is just how to make a playlist. This won't take very long, but in the video manager, there's a playlist section and you'll literally just click new playlist. A lot of people don't know this, but you can make playlists public, unlisted, or private, just like a video. So for example, if you don't want it to go public yet and you're still working on it, make it unlisted or private until you get it all fixed and ready to go. One of the biggest thing I see people doing wrong in the last decade I've been doing this is, for some reason, a lot of people make titles as if they were making a video title. But what I've found is only exact phrase titles, like how to make a princess cake or, how to shave. Only titles that are exact phrase seem to rank. Or inorganic discoverability on YouTube. Rob, have you seen that at all?
What I've noticed when people do playlists is that they tend to use them as a folder dumping ground, so they use very generic titles such as Let's Play or Best Tips or
right.
My vlogging content, and as you say, they don't think about how this is searchable. YouTube indexes playlists just the same as it does with a single video. So as you say, it's really important to have keywords that add strength to your playlist.
And this also goes back to what we talked about a few weeks ago. I think we called it like the quad keywords or something.
There
like
we go.
that.
Yep.
Where the main phrase of the title, tags, and description and playlist all matched, so that there was no shadow of the doubt from YouTube's perspective or the viewer's perspective what the video was about. So for example, when I worked with the big shaving company, we would have the title on how to shave the whatever beard. The playlist would be how to shave, and the description and tags would be how to shave. And then those 4 different sections is clear to everyone's mind, including the YouTube's algorithm, that the channel's about how to shave. And the playlist and series playlist is about how to shave. So that's really important. That's probably the biggest thing I want you guys to take away from this, is instead of just having like uploads or having, let's play together or something weird like that, think about your playlists, as a series and try to actually rank for them.
Yeah, and I would just add as well, think of a playlist as a video. Think of how you're going to be pitching that to an audience, and that includes, as you say, Jeremy, not only a good title but also a description as well, because when people are searching and the playlist comes up, they're going to see the first maybe 150 characters of that playlist description, not only in search but also on a channel homepage as well.
And speaking of the channel homepage, one quick tip I want to give everyone is there is a good concept of like most popular uploads where it's not discovery based, but instead like the first or second section on the homepage should probably be your biggest videos. So people have, it's like trust transference. They're like, oh, this is a pretty awesome channel because they have 100,000 views on this one video. So there are times and places where you would not do exact phrase and keyword rich playlists, but those times are pretty limited in my opinion. It's just really about the homepage sections. This next slide is don't forget to add playlist descriptions. This is a meta area where a lot of people forget to put keywords. Don't stuff your keywords in here, make them natural text, but this is a place that YouTube looks for to see what the playlist is about. All right. A lot of people don't know the difference of a series playlist and just a playlist. Technically, a series playlist is just clicking this button set as official series for this playlist. Now, what this does is when someone's watching a video from your playlist, it guarantees you the first result. If you look on the right-hand side here, where Rob has his hand over his mouth, it guarantees you that first placement. So a series playlist, if someone's watching a video from that series, the next video in that series will be guaranteed as the first placement in suggested videos on the right-hand side. That's the power of it.
Yeah.
A couple of technical aspects of it. A series playlist cannot have someone else's videos. A normal playlist, you can put any videos you want on YouTube in a normal playlist. A series playlist can only be your videos, and you can only have your videos in one series. So if you had a series on, shaving your head and shaving your beard, the videos on shaving your head the series playlist couldn't also be in another series.
Yeah, so let's just reinforce that for folks. Imagine you're going to a boxing match and you see the card and the top billing is the top fight. If you include content in a series playlist, you're guaranteed to be at the top of that fight card in the suggested videos. Like sometimes the YouTube algorithm is going to decide where your content is, but if you put it in a series playlist, that guarantees you at the top if they're watching content from your playlist. Is that correct?
That is.
Yeah.
And you can have any video in any amount of playlists, but you can only have
the single official playlist.
Yeah. Of one video in one playlist. Like you can't have that same video in multiple playlists, but that same video can be in tons of other playlists. It just can't be in more than one series.
Yeah.
Hopefully that helps.
Right.
Moving on. Now, one of the questions we get asked this a lot at vidIQ is how many videos should I put in a playlist? Let's talk about this from a logical perspective. Let's say the average person has like 30 or 40 videos in a playlist. This is actually, I'm finding to be a really bad idea. And the reason for that is if you think about it, let's say you think of a series like like Games of Thrones season 5, people in general, like 50 or 60 or 70% of the people are going to get through all of the episodes on that series. If you make a playlist that's impossible to watch, YouTube's probably not going to suggest it very much. Think of a playlist just like you would as a video's watch time, where you want people to watch the series of videos. YouTube calls this the layback experience, where basically your hands off your mouse and you're just watching, and the next video auto loads and you're just watching. So it's the lean back experience, not layback. So when you're making playlists, make it to where people can get through it.
Yeah.
My recommendations are no more than 5 to 8 videos in a playlist. I know Tim Schmoyer and Daryl Leave says sometimes, between 5 and 12, depending on who you're talking to. But my biggest recommendation to you is if you cannot sit down in one sitting and watch all the videos in your playlist, it's probably bad.
I would also add as well, when you're watching the video and you get to the end and there's an end screen and you put a playlist in there, if a viewer sees a playlist that has 43 videos on it, the likelihood of them clicking on that particular card is so unlikely, because as you say, there's such an investment that you're potentially asking your viewer to do at that point that it doesn't seem worth it. But as you say, if there's maybe 4 or 5 videos and it's a really structured series, like we've got Evan Carmichael in the house, by the way, just a quick hello to you. He's doing a series with Tim Schmoyer, which I think is going to be a 10 video playlist about him growing as a YouTube channel, getting to 1 million subscribers. And I think as a really focused series, when you're saying on the end screen, why don't you join us on part 2 when we're going to be talking about this, I think, and then there's only maybe 5 to 10 videos in that series, there's a much higher chance of you clicking on that card.
Yeah, that's a great point. If there's 100 videos in a playlist, are people even going to click on that playlist? This playlist I have on the screen here and how to make thumbnails, if there was more than 5 or 6 or 7, videos in this series, most of you probably wouldn't even click on it.
Yeah.
You would be overwhelmed. All right. So another thing you can do, a lot of people don't actually know this, is when you're in a playlist, editing a playlist, you can click on the drop-down menu on a video, and you can select any video in your playlist and set that as the thumbnail for the playlist. Obviously, we know playlists are important, or thumbnails are important for click-through rate.
Absolutely.
So make sure the best thumbnail in that series or in that playlist is selected. A lot of you probably have never heard this. This is crazy talk right here. You can automate your playlist. Did you know this, Rob?
I'm liking the look of this. When I was looking at the slides earlier on, I was thinking, oh yeah, maybe I should set some of these rules up for vidIQ to start adding videos to the appropriate playlist without me having to do anything. And here we are.
Yeah, so you can actually determine based on tags, titles, and descriptions. You can make like a special word in your tags or something, and it will automatically add any videos with that tag, title, or description into this playlist. I've seen some people make like random tags, like 79382, and every time a video has that, then they know to put that video in this playlist automatically. I've used this in the past where I was managing thousands of videos for channels. So let's say it was a big Fortune 50 brand. This is awesome, if you can control that. The problem with most of us is we forget
Yep.
what's automated. And then all of a sudden, 5 minutes later, our entire playlist strategy is ruined.
Yeah.
So unless you're a big channel or someone as diligent as an Evan Carmichael, I wouldn't even try this, honestly. It sounds cool, but think about how many videos can just start getting in different playlists and start getting crazy.
I'm just seeing some people in the comments here. Retro Gamer Boy is going, ooh, as if this might be a fantastic tool, but it sounds like you should use it with caution unless you want to add every single video to a playlist. Okay, what's next, Jeremy?
All right, there's another tool. I haven't used this much personally because I've mostly worked with big brands. But you can actually invite a YouTuber to collaborate on your playlist. So they can actually go add videos to your playlist, your official playlist. It's kind of cool. I don't know, maybe you have a group. You have a rat pack of like 7 YouTubers that you guys are all doing like gaming or car stuff. And maybe there's one person on the group that's really good at playlists. Yep. You guys can go help each other. I think it's a cool idea. I don't know how practical it is for most of us, but it is an option. So wanted to make sure you guys knew about it. Now, Rob reminded me of this before our call today. Make sure when you're sending out and sharing a video, always share the playlist link, not the video link. Right, Rob?
Yeah, and I'm always guilty of forgetting to do this, but there's a very good reason for doing this, because if you share the playlist link, that means you're bringing your viewer into your YouTube ecosystem. So instead of, if they enjoy the video that they're watching from that link, it doesn't then send the viewer off to some random content on YouTube. The viewer is within your playlist already. So watch time and then session watch time. I'm sorry if I've stolen your thunder there, Jeremy, with how you're going to explain that. But yeah, that's why I was keen to include this one.
Oh, no, you're great. You're great. And for those of you that don't know this, all of the content on your homepage is actually controlled, or most of the content on your homepage is controlled by something called sections. Sections are simply playlists. So you can make them horizontal or vertical, and Rob has a good example of both. I do think it's a good idea to break them up into horizontal and vertical, so that your eyeball just changes things, so you can see content in a different capacity.
Yeah. And a good example here as well. If you look at how to get more views with vidIQ tools, you're seeing the beginning of that's a playlist description that you're seeing there. Yep. So the first 150, 200 characters, instead of just a blank space there, you are seeing something that's you can maybe stack with some keywords. And as with the first few lines in a description on a video, really key important part to sell your content.
That's all. Yeah, that's a good point. And obviously, with this keyword-rich information on this playlist description, I mean, you can just see the power right there. Even if it doesn't help for the discoverability perspective, which we know it does, but even if it didn't, just giving people context to why they should watch your content is pretty awesome. And one of the last things I wanted to say before we started getting into the audits themselves is, if you haven't used our new channel audit tool, it's awesome. But one of the features it does is it actually tells you what videos you have that aren't in a playlist, which is really, really cool. And you can click on that link and it'll actually show you every video not in a playlist. And then you can click edit, and then boom, go edit that video right then and there and add it to a playlist. Absolutely,
Jeremy. And as I switch to my screen now, I'm going to show you a live demonstration of this now. So if I quickly press on the channel audit button here on pretty much any YouTube page, it's going to show an audit of my channel. And if I scroll down here, we specifically removed just one of our videos from playlist today. So you can see that we need to fix that. You click on it. It shows all of the videos that are currently added to playlists. I'm doing a great job there, but this one single video here, an interview, we forgot to add it to a playlist. You simply click on the edit button. It takes me directly to the video edit page, and I can then add that video to a appropriate playlist, which is vidIQ interviews, save, and that's it. Folks, we did that in 20 seconds, and that is the power of the channel audit tool there. And as Jeremy says, we're really proud of it. And I just want to say a quick sneak peek here. Stay tuned. We've got some exciting stuff coming very soon with a channel audit. You thought it was good. Just wait until you see what we're calling version 2. It's looking absolutely awesome. Okay there, Jeremy. Thank you. If you just want to have any more summary points that you want to say about playlists while I set up the sharing for you so we can start looking at some channel audits, go ahead.
Yeah, one thing I would say is don't underestimate the power of organizing your content in logical lists. A lot of people for a lot of years now have said, oh, playlists are dumb, or playlists don't work, or playlists this or that. Honestly, just don't listen to the hype. Think about YouTube as a company that needs to get more views and make more ad revenue and get more people to watch stuff longer. If you think about it logically, if you really, really think about the purpose of a playlist, think about your experiences in Hulu and Amazon Prime and Netflix.
All right, thank you for that summary, Jeremy. So just before we move into the channel audits, if you are enjoying this video and you want to give us some love, then make sure to subscribe to the channel and give us a like on this video. And yeah, let's just jump now straight into the audits. Jeremy, just to confirm, can you see my screen sharing that I hopefully set up on your side? Okay, awesome. The first channel we are going to look at today, and we're going to give this a slightly playlist slant as well as the usual channel audits. We're looking at game code here, gaming, animations and more. We'll start off with a home page and let's see if we can see any use of let's see here of playlists being introduced, and we can see some examples of playlists here, but any first thoughts here of what might be missing here? I think we can already see that maybe descriptions are missing, and it looks as if it might be a German channel which says my playlisten, but that's a very functional name for a playlist, isn't it? And we probably want to see more there.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, you know, having your default my playlist or uploads is
we
fine.
Probably want to see more there.
Personally, I think you should take that a next step further and say most popular videos or something that's a little more intriguing there. And then, you know, instead of just popular uploads, I like how you have live intros, I believe. So I like it. I think, like Rob said, add the descriptions there and then try to make a few sections that are more keyword friendly in the exact phrase.
Okay, let's move on to the channel itself then. Anything in terms of the branding and the thumbnails? This channel's still relatively small, 170 subscribers, but already looking like some strong thumbnail presence here. I guess it is in a German, so we can't quite tell whether the titles are a high standard, unfortunately, but it seems to be like there's a lot of good things, good fundamentals here for a smaller channel.
Yeah, I like the thumbnails using a different, you know, style of, you know, breaking out of the white space and getting a little different vibe.
Yeah.
I would just say like some of them, like this thumbnail right here, is phenomenal. Your head's on a tractor. It's great.
Yeah,
it's great. Like that, you know, do more of that type of fun stuff. I'm guessing that thumbnail is outperforming most of yours, but I could be wrong. You're still a small channel, so maybe you don't have enough, you know, use case to see, you know, success or not at this point.
But yeah, as we can see, like say 11 months ago, you started to switch to this really intriguing looking sort of thumbnail, as you say, Jeremy. The users try to manipulate the standard rectangle shape of a thumbnail into this almost like what do you call it, a trapezium? Or I'm trying to remember my secondary school maths here of what the different shapes are, but some interesting looking designs there. So Gamer Code, that's your channel audit there. We're going to move next on to, I know this person has been joining our live stream quite frequently in the last couple of weeks, so finally, Retro Gamer, you're going to get an opportunity here for a channel audit. So first of all, the channel layout is looking pretty awesome here. We're seeing some nice playlist layouts, switch from vertical to horizontal. Any general thoughts here? We've got the most recent uploads at the top, which means we can see as a new visitor to your channel how frequently you post content. Anything more to add there, Jeremy?
Yeah, I think that, you know, I love your thumbnails. Doing a good job there.
Yeah, awesome.
Retro gaming is a good word. I also think there's a lot of specific words like Atari and, you know, Nintendo, whatever, classic, and, you know, just look for those specific words, retro, you know, that people are looking for in older gaming, and then really, you know, develop series around the very specific things people are searching for within retro gaming. I think retro gaming in itself is too broad of a key term for a small channel to rank well on.
Yeah.
So my biggest piece of advice to you is if you really want to win on YouTube, you need to go all in with bigger retro gaming series that are exact phrase. You know, maybe you're specifying a particular game or a console, but I would go all in on bigger, you know, not broader terms, but more long tail keyword phrase terms. Because people are into retro games on YouTube. It is a big thing. Find out exactly what they're looking for, get deeper than just retro, and I think you'll win.
Yeah, I'm just seeing some examples. I mean, these, as you said, Jeremy, these thumbnails are absolutely phenomenal for a channel of 80 subscribers. But you wouldn't be surprised to see these on a 1 million sub channel, the quality of the thumbnails. But as you see, there seems to be a bit of jumping around. Like, I know PUBG is not a retro game, for example. And then in terms of retro games, like I know a little bit about video gaming. We're going from Cannon Fodder, which was a game that was made more than 20 years ago, I think. And then The Getaway, which was made maybe 15 years ago. So I don't know if there's different generations of gamers are going to connect with that, but you're suggesting maybe narrow down on a specific series or genre and then go all in on that one, maybe for like a series to test the waters, maybe.
Yeah, and then that's where playlists would come into play.
Yeah.
So, the classic Nintendo or Atari, and then, the games in that console for that the 80s or 90s or 70s, I would just get a lot deeper.
Okay, cool. But as we say, awesome branding and consistency, and I don't think there's any problems with your value proposition and the way you present your content, Retro Gamer. So
yeah, you look like a 1 million sub channel, man.
Absolutely Keep it up. Awesome. Okay, next channel we are going to look at is Leonard Correia. I hope I pronounced your name right. So I think this is a classic example of a channel that looks to be about cooking, but forgive the pun, it looks as if it's a channel that's undercooked right now because we can't see anything other than the recent uploads, and we need more foundations here of a channel, like make this a homely place, and I think that's where playlists come into play. Again, forgive the pun.
Yeah, and Rob, can you click on playlists when we're reviewing?
Yeah, let's just see if we do have any playlists. So yeah, you're spot on there, Jeremy. No playlist whatsoever. Yeah,
we're not there yet. Leonard, the biggest suggestion I would have for you, the two biggest suggestions I'd have for you is one, is I would focus on a series of types of cooking. It seems like there's a lot of, I guess this is Middle Eastern-ish looking food.
Looks to be, yeah.
So you may want to, if for example you have Middle Eastern food, you may want to put in how to cook, Middle Eastern food quickly or in 15 minutes, and really understand what people are searching for Middle Eastern food. And from there you may want to go deep into a specific country or region. You may want to go to a specific type of food, like tabbouleh or whatever you're passionate about, and then you may want to make like 10 or 20 or 30 recipes within that specific genre from that region or that country, so that you have a longer, bigger, broader way to rank for that type of cooking. Did that make any sense, Rob?
I think so, yeah. And I guess at this point the channel is so young, like just barely a month old, already nearly 100 subscribers, and I was just looking at the likes and dislikes. There's a healthy amount of engagement, at least for the number of views you're getting, and you're like already, I think if a channel's starting to crack more than 100 views on videos in the first month, then you're on the right path. So as Jeremy says, maybe start to focus on a particular type of dish that you want to talk about. And I think another thing to do some strong work on would be the thumbnails at this point. It's great that you're using what looks to be custom thumbnails, but maybe some improvements to be made there a little bit, as they look a little bit like freeze frames from the video themselves.
And you got to make your thumbnails just really pop and sharp and crisp. You may want to go look at, a few weeks ago we did a live video specifically on thumbnails. You may want to go back and review that. You want to have super appetizing, like I want to look at your thumbnail and get hungry. Mm-hmm. So work on the thumbnails, deepen the series of types of food you do, and congratulations, you're doing good for a month old.
Yep.
Keep it up, man.
Awesome. Next channel then, we are moving on here quite rapidly. We're looking at Frosted GH. This potentially looks to be a gaming channel. I can't quite tell from the channel banner, but looking at your playlists, I think it must be some sort of Guitar Hero, specifically music, video gaming, certainly. Again, some very strong thumbnails it looks to be here. My best GH accomplishments playlist, that looks like an interesting playlist. And just to check, the channel is 10,000 subscribers, so you've already got a good audience base and some good view counts I'm seeing there. I think
Great thumbnails.
I would say, Jeremy, just sorry to interrupt, that the channel banner is so lacking at the moment versus your thumbnails. We just need to bring all of this passion and energy and creativity into the channel banner there. Would you agree?
Yeah, make your channel banner look like your thumbnails. You
Yep.
know, get some guitar neck stuff in there and some colors and your face. Literally, it looked like a retail store or something at the top, and then the bottom is awesome. So, thumbnails are raw. Match that passion, like Rob said, to your banner. And then you've got playlists here.
Yeah.
So one of the biggest things I would recommend, going back to the concept of exact phrase playlist, is let's see what people are searching for. Figure out what people are searching for Guitar Hero. Maybe they are just typing GH. I don't know. Like the Big 20 is a perfect example, no offense, of what most people do on playlists. There's no context and there's no possibility for you ever ranking for the Big 20, right? So try to replace those type of terms for maybe someone searching for the top 20 lessons in Guitar Hero. We have to figure out what those terms are.
Yeah, I've just clicked on the playlist to see if we can look at the titles here and see if they can help us all in terms of what it's about. But yeah, even looking at what's the content, I wouldn't be able to immediately understand what the Big 20 is. So as you say, Jeremy, that could be the Big 20 videos on the channel, couldn't it? For as far as us as new visitors are concerned.
Yeah, it could be a lot of things.
Yeah.
It could be the songs. It could
Yeah.
be a lot of things.
Quick review of the channel then. As you say, 10,000 subscribers. Looks to be very healthy view counts. Look at this, getting 30,000 views, 20,000 views on some videos, which is absolutely awesome. Congratulations on just the general health of your channel. And yeah, these thumbnails look very strong to me. Is there any tweaks we could do there? I'm seeing maybe some where the text is red and maybe a little too difficult to read. It's like these thumbnails are at 95%. Where could we get the extra 5% maybe?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely always suggest tweaking and playing with your thumbnails. Maybe your face could be a little bigger. Maybe there could be just a little less stuff happening on the thumbnail. But all in all, I mean, I give it a 91%.
Looking at this one here where the creators manipulated their face a little bit, which just maybe I don't know if that makes it more clickable, but that seems to be the most successful video in the list that we can see here. Maybe you can make that face even bigger if that's the type of audience that you're wanting to attract, with something that looks a little weird there.
Yeah, and I'm always just not a fan of red text.
I'd agree with that.
It's just hard, to process. Think about when you guys are making thumbnails, you may want to read the top 7 design principles. You have emphasis, contrast, repetition, alignment, flow, and balance. And you may want to just kind of think about those things, So you do need to have a lot of people just say, hey, we know this design works or it doesn't. But once you understand, all of these core design principles, it's just a lot easier to make a thumbnail.
Yeah. But generally speaking, Frosted GH, congratulations on the success of your channel, and keep it up. Next, we are looking at the Bushcraft Padawan. Okay, what is this channel about? Let's see. We can see upload playlists, and then
looks like survivalist type stuff.
It does, yeah. That seems to be the case, and the playlists we have 2, but they're recent uploads and popular uploads. So let's have a quick check if we have any specific playlist design. We do, which is good.
So let's look at tree and plant ID.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that's not what people type in.
Yeah.
I'm guessing what they type in is something like, how do I identify a plant, or how do I identify a tree? Another thing I may want to add is whatever country you're in, or region. So, in the United States, it may be something like, how do I identify a plant in the Smoky Mountains?
Yeah, I'm just putting in some quick searches now, Jeremy, to see if we can maybe
Great.
identify what the potential search term would be. Tree and plants. Nothing immediately coming up here, so that might require a bit of research to find out specifically what people may be searching
tree
for.
and plants are probably too much. You probably just want to say, how do I identify a tree, or something like that.
Yeah, let's try that. Identify a tree. There we go. So when we use that as a keyword,
by its leaves, by its species. This is what people are searching for.
Yeah.
So you had a good idea, and IDing plants and trees, that's awesome. But if you would have done it in a context to where all of your videos started with, how to identify a tree by its leaves, and then you had 20 videos in a series with 20 different leaves, just think about how much more you would probably have got views and watch time and all of that.
Yeah, and I think the lack of video tags also suggests that the bushcraft may want to spend a bit more time just generally researching keywords and then inserting the right ones into your tags. I know we're having this big discussion about whether tags are relevant or anymore, but our argument is that if we can see evidence of strong tags in your video tags, then you've put in the keyword research to know exactly the type of series and content that you want to produce.
And honestly, all of these conversations people have about tags or not are irrelevant, because titles and thumbnails are insanely important. And if you have the similar or same keywords in your title as you do your tags, then you've, like you said, Rob, you've done the keyword research and you know exactly what people are searching for. So you're going to win either way.
Yep. Okay, let's have a look at the channel in general. I think one thing I would say is there's a very green theme, which I guess matches the bushcraft style of content, but that's not necessarily reflected in your channel banner. So again, maybe a disconnect there in the branding. I would almost say that green text on a green background maybe merges a little bit too much, but on the flip side, my head's thinking this is quite a unique set of thumbnails, and it very much characterizes the channel. Although there is probably too much text on many of these thumbnails. Any thoughts from you, Jeremy, there?
Yeah, I like the green overlay concept, but for example, with the first aid, how up to date are you? I really love how the red is popping through. Yeah. So I personally would keep the theme of the green on the background of the text and the text, but then everything else, I would actually oversaturate and pop up those colors. Or if you want that green tint, take one thing and take the green tint off of it. So, whether it's a spoon or it's a first aid kit or a pumpkin or whatever an axe, whatever you're looking at, you may want to take that object and remove the green tint, so that thing just pops out.
Yes. I was just magnifying over. So, like, this needs to pop. This pumpkin, if it is a pumpkin, needs to pop. Any wherever there's a bit of contrasting color, you want to try and make that pop versus your standard theme and coloring, we would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, so there we are, Bushcraft Padawan. And again, I always need to rewind and say, we're suggesting lots of advice, but you've got a strong channel here, like 2,000 subscribers. I've noticed this one here, which is a kind of a bit of a breakthrough piece of content, my lightweight, low bulk, overnight bushcraft kit. That was successful. Can you double down on that particular content as soon as possible? Because certainly your audience has reacted well to that, and it's one of those breakthrough videos, which maybe is something to follow up on there. Next up, we are looking at Charlie PvP. Let's have a look at this channel.
One quick thing I wanted to say is a lot of people over in the comments are saying things like, man, picking out colors is hard. I'm not exactly sure how to do it. Adobe has this thing called the Adobe Color Wheel. If you type in Adobe Color Wheel on Google, it's free.
Okay, folks, we're going off topic here, but we're going to try it. So what's that? Adobe Color
Wheel.
Let's see if this is going to work, folks.
So yeah,
this one right here, yeah.
Well,
we were so close. There we go.
There we go. So Rob, just grab that wheel and move it. Just grab something and move it around. So you see how you can actually sort by tricolors and analogous colors and all these. You can sort by any kind you want, but essentially you can do color science and color theory without even thinking. So you can pick your colors. You can put in one color, like the color you want to use, and then Adobe for free will tell you, here's the other colors that you should probably use. So this is an awesome tool.
So if red is my primary color, then it's saying that maybe blue will contrast well with that, and a lime green as such.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So an extra little tip there, folks. What was the search for? Adobe color wheel. That was, I think. So thank you for that extra little tip there. And now we've got to go back to our channel. There we are. It was Charlie PvP. I do apologise, Charlie. We're not trying to avoid your channel. Here we go then. 100 subscribers. And that's pretty much all I can really tell from this channel. It's got a few characters maybe from some video games. But then the popular uploads have fidget spinners and an image of France. And then I'm not really feeling the vibe of this channel. Has it got any playlists? Okay, so we're thinking maybe about Fortnite content. One of those channels where I think we're going to use the popular word here, Jeremy, which is focus.
Yep. You know what? I'm glad that you're a YouTuber and you're having fun and you're making videos. That's awesome. You have 100 subs. You can make your own custom URL now and unlock some of the things, that people without 100 subs can do. So you're in the game. You're playing, you're having fun, you're making videos. That's awesome. If you want to get serious about growing, you got to pick your focus, make your thumbnails a little more awesome, and just start getting. I have this concept where I get 1% better every week.
Yeah.
But you're making videos. Looks like you're having fun. I would pick what your passion really is. And by the way, even though Rob put out this amazing video yesterday about a small channel got big with Fortnite. Fortnite is probably the most competitive thing that I've seen this year so far, or near it. So, I think people are going to win big with small channels, and, don't be afraid. Like, if you love to do paper crafts, don't be afraid to do paper crafts. People are searching for that every day as well. If you want to be a gamer, it's just more competitive, but you have to just dig your heels down and focus.
Yeah, and as we do more investigation, I'm seeing now that Charlie is starting to focus on Fortnite. As we can see here, about a month ago you switched to that topic, and for a channel with 100 subscribers, you're getting some fairly healthy views here. We're getting like, whenever I think a channel is getting maybe 20 to 40 to 50% view counts versus subscribers, their audience is connected in some way. So absolutely, Jeremy, I think you've now found your broader topic, which is Fortnite. Can you find that particular answer to that question, or something that's really unique that a viewer can't find anywhere else? And hopefully you can sell that really well in your content, and then that's where the audience certainly comes in. So
I think it really goes back to who you are as a person.
Yeah.
I think people that are comedians can have some awesome comedian Fortnite stuff. People that are singers, there's all kinds of ways to make. You can still make great Fortnite videos that get watched and grow your channel. You can, but you got to be more creative or different or something than if you're just uploading let's plays or something like that, and you have no difference, then the reality of you breaking out is harder.
Cool. Next channel is Zolo. Okay, what do we have here? Again, another channel with 500 subscribers, so congratulations in advance for hitting those 500 subscribers. Oh, this looks to be a channel with some polarizing opinions, with plenty of likes and dislikes. But in terms of the channel banner, looks strong. Have we got any playlists here? No playlists. So going back to the beginning of this live stream today, Zolo, you'll probably want to think about how you can put your content into some playlists. But in terms of thumbnails, they seem pretty strong. Your focus seems to be on Grand Theft Auto 5, it looks like. And for a channel with 500 subscribers, look at these view counts. Again, some really strong stuff here. We're into the thousands already. So it looks like you found your focus and your topic, and you're really drilling down into that, which is awesome. Anything we can add there other than the obvious need for some playlists? And I can't really connect the channel banner to the thumbnails.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a character or something. I don't know. I'm really curious. I have not seen many channels with, well, besides Rebecca Black Friday. I haven't seen a lot of channels with super low likes to dislike ratios.
Yeah.
So I wonder if you're actually making some, like, maybe some remarks that make people upset, or if you're being polarizing on purpose. But I wonder if the content itself is a little saucy, because getting that much polarization of 50% of the people don't like your content, I'm wondering, how does this play into everything?
Yeah, looking at the thumbnails, it doesn't look as if it's saucy content. It's like tutorials. So maybe you've got a really good keyword, and people are jumping into your videos, but then they're not potentially getting the answers in the videos, so that's why they're disliking them. So
another thing, maybe you're doing a little paid advertising. I don't know.
That is possible, yeah. Let's see. I guess the likes and dislikes maybe are a little high. Let's just jump into one very quickly to see. Okay, so look at how focused these tags are. Like, always focusing a lot. We talk about how you should niche down, and this is the ultimate niche down of focusing on a very particular mod, on a very particular game, and a very particular version number. It's like super modding that's going on there. But yeah, and hey, we're seeing somebody's using hashtags as well, which is awesome to see.
Nice.
So yeah, maybe it's a giveaway that maybe that's not being delivered there, but those are the things that we can't really go into too much detail here on live streams. But yeah, some awesome growth there, up almost 100% over the last 30 days, and subscriber count is up as well. But yeah, as Jeremy says, it's like why the content is successful, but why is it not being received that well by the audience? That's what we might have to look at there. All right, on to the next one. I don't know if this gentleman is still in the live stream, but our moderators have suggested this one. So what are we going to look at here, Jeremy? It's Evan Carmichael. Now, this chap has only 1.4 million subscribers. That guy, yeah. Like, why has he got 1.4 million subscribers? We'll look at the playlist first, and well, there's quite a few here. I know we've chatted to Evan personally. So, is there any tips that maybe we could suggest as to why Evan is so successful and has grown such a huge channel here?
Well, one thing I want to point out, guys, is 4 years ago, this guy had 7,000 subs. 4 years ago.
Wow.
Honestly, he was a small YouTuber 4 years ago. 5 years ago, he had 0 subs. So Evan is extremely good at focusing, and he's extremely good. He puts out like 3 videos a day. So honestly, the difference between you and 1.4 million subs is focus and work. I can honestly tell you, Evan's very good on camera. He's very intelligent. He's good at what he does. But honestly, like, I don't think he's like the best in the world. I just think he's focused, and he works his butt off, probably harder than anyone I've ever met in my life. And I think that's honestly why he's successful. If you look at his playlists, just like my philosophies I've been saying, with the quadruple keyword concept of the tag, title, description, and playlist, he is focused.
Yeah, it's just as Jeremy says, Evan publishes I think 3 or 4 videos a day. Is it, or I can't remember? I'd have to look. Yeah, 3 or 4 videos a day. So the just the sheer volume of content that comes out from Evan is astronomical. And as we see here in the thumbnails, we can see consistency throughout the orange and white text, the logo in the bottom left-hand corner. Really
Future
strong
now
thumbnails.
asked a great question. Why is his view count so low, compared to, he has 1.4 million subs, but his views are low? Honestly, I think it's a couple of things. I think it's the fact that he's putting out 3 or 4 videos a day. He barely gives his subscribers enough time to really breathe and watch and look at content. I think if he would have taken it down, 2 things would happen. 1, he would get more views per video, but 2, overall, he would probably get less subs and less views because of all the organic discoverability that happens on each one of these videos.
Yeah, and I when we look at the best videos on his channel, like 5 million views, 4 million views, I think every video he puts out has a potential to go big, but as you say, through sheer volume and YouTube, he's probably in a really competitive space with the motivational speaking and such, that not every video is going to be a success, but when they do, he has what you might call these evergreen hero videos that just bring an audience into his channel. And because he's talking about so many different people, it's like I might be interested in Steve Jobs, but I'm not necessarily interested in Jack May's top 10 rules for success. So it's a
beautiful example of, you don't have to have the rules. Like, when we're telling you guys rules, you don't always have to follow the rules.
Absolutely.
He's completely not followed any of the rules. And, what, he has 20 plus million views a month. This he's a legend. And he's growing in subscribers probably faster than any motivational and business channel in the world. And honestly, I love to learn from people that aren't the so-called good example, because he does a million things that I wouldn't necessarily think were best practice, but he's killing it. So what does it matter?
Exactly. And I'll leave the Evan Carmichael channel with this. He preaches to quantity over quality, but in order to understand what that means, you have to really deep dive into some of his videos and understand what he means by that. And I think, Jeremy, you've been learning a little bit about the quality and quantity, where you just repeat something over and over again until you then produce a quality, and then you can share that with the world. Evan actually taught me, so I have billions of views for my customers in the last 10 years on YouTube, but getting on camera is new for me. And I'm old, but I skateboard, right? And I skateboard almost every day. And he broke it down like this for me. He was like, "Hey, Jeremy, do you know why you suck on camera?" And I was like, "No, I just suck on camera." And he was like, "How long did it take you to learn how to ollie?" And I was like, "I don't know, probably 1,000 plus times, 10,000 times, before I could ollie really good on the skateboard." And he said, "How many times do you practice before you go live on a video camera?" And I was like, "I don't know, 0." And he was like, "How would you ever expect to get better delivering on video if you're not practicing?" So as simplistic as that is literally life-changing for me. From one extreme to the other now, we have Evan Carmichael, who produces 3 or 4 videos a day. This channel, Future Now, has 5,500 subscribers, and I noticed this person commenting on my videos yesterday. Just look at this, Jeremy. You'll be astonished by this. So this channel has videos that he publishes maybe one every 2 or 3 months, but this last one here has got 400,000 views. So an incredibly successful video.
Wow.
Death by Millennials, Why Millennials Killing Everything. So that's a really provocative title.
I love seeing like basically one-hit wonder type channels, and with all due respect, Future Now, I'm not saying you're a one-hit wonder, but you've put up 6 videos and you've already gone viral. That's amazing. And there's a few things, like obviously there's a lot of polarization in millennials. I wonder, it would be really cool to see how, what the distribution was and how this went viral. Maybe a magazine picked it up. Maybe, it got shared on social media.
Yeah. So with so few videos, we only have 2 playlists here, but I like the Future of Society playlist. That seems like quite an interesting one. So you've already got some series in the pipeline, and I know that we were talking to Future now on the comments in the video yesterday that you've had this really successful video. Can you double down as quickly as possible to try and follow up on this, if it's possible? I think you were saying that the research takes so much time, but if there's an opportunity here to do some sort of follow-up content and establish yourself as a critique, or how would you what's the correct word for this when you have an opinion on something? The words escape me, but if you can follow up on this content as soon as possible, by all means do so. Anything else we could potentially add here, Jeremy, in terms of branding, or maybe creating a series of contents?
Yeah, I have no idea what this channel does or what it means. I would love to connect to a human, eyeballs, on the banner. Yeah. Every time I hear the word tech and future and society, like I don't understand what context that means, just because that's like everyone uses those words, right?
Yeah.
So I would love to see your messaging and your branding a little more specific, like future predictions for blah blah blah. I would again focus even deeper, and just really hone in your messaging so people know exactly what you are. I kind of get, like, you probably do future stuff. Maybe you're a futurist or you talk about tech. I don't know. That's as deep as I understand your channel from the surface.
Yeah, I was just playing the video in the background there, and it looked like it had a really striking... I love, even though we don't have the audio on here, I love this intro. I think that just is so really powerful, and it gets you into the video immediately. So as an intro, that was really powerful. I'll probably watch this video at the end of this live stream.
Yeah, I love how fast it was.
Yeah.
And different. Really well done there. I also love the title, Why Millennials Are Killing Everything. It's not clickbait. If it delivers, it's not clickbait. I saw a lot of comments on the side.
Yeah.
If it delivers, it's not clickbait. You have to understand that having an engaging and emotionally engaging title that polarizes is good marketing. You may not agree with it, and it may not be something you want to do, but people want to click on stuff that's intriguing. They do not want to click on something that's boring.
And the evidence is always reflected by the likes and dislikes, which is relatively high, and the audience retention. If those two are high, then by essence it's not clickbait as you understand it. It's just a really enticing thumbnail to click on to then watch the content. All right then, so thank you very much, Jeremy, there. I'm just going to switch back to me for 1 second while I stop my screen sharing, because we're going to do a quick Q&A here. As I say, folks, if you did enjoy this live stream, then do make sure to subscribe to the channel for more. There you are, Jeremy, back on screen in your lovely studio. We're looking at one question today here, and this comes from Steve Nicholson. And as I say, we're going to be doing more Q&As from comments on vidIQ every week as we get more questions in. So if you have any questions and we haven't had a chance to answer them here, make sure to include them in the comments. Another great video. By the way, do you know if there's a certain sweet spot on YouTube or percentage of time of videos that they want to see people watching? I think the question there is there a sweet spot for audience retention and or view duration?
The answer is 44. No, I'm just kidding. I think that one question you have to ask yourself is, how well is your competitors doing? So if people are watching your videos for 2 minutes, and people are watching your competitors for 3, does that mean YouTube is going to show them more? It's possible, right? So maybe we're thinking about this the wrong way. People get really caught up in numbers because it's easy. It's something that's black and white, and you can get and figure stuff out and try to improve. And I get that. But at the same time, I just wouldn't get too caught up in watch time versus view duration. If you have a 20-minute video and people are watching it 25% of the time, stop making a 20-minute video or find ways to make it better to get more intrigued to where people, watch longer. Because if people are watching your videos 2 minutes, it doesn't matter how long your video is, right?
Yep.
You got to fix the video itself.
Yep. I was speaking to, if you wanted to have some top YouTuber insight here, we did an interview with Chad Wild-Clay, and he said that the sweet spot for him, for whatever reason, was if his video was over 7 to 8 minutes long, then he would find that YouTube would share his content a lot more. But this is from a channel with now over 3 million subscribers. And as Jeremy says, there has to be a point where if you're just creating longer videos just because you think you'll get more watch time, what are you getting out of that in the long run? Do you think you're building an audience doing that, or you're just having a brief algorithmic bonus that's not going to be carried on because people are not going to watch your next piece of content because that first video absolutely bored them? I don't know if people are interested in this, but at vidIQ we've made a conscious shift to produce longer content in the last 2 or 3 months, and we found that it's been successful. People are watching our videos for longer, and now we're seeing these little sort of algorithmic boosters from vidIQ, not vidIQ, from YouTube. I'd love to get more boosts from vidIQ just boosting our own videos, but unfortunately we don't have any direct access to change YouTube's algorithm. But yeah, we've switched to videos that are generally 10 minutes or longer in length on a Monday, and we're seeing a much higher increase in watch time, but also audience retention. Just because I think we've been talking as a team as to how we can make better videos and making them more engaging with our audience. And I feel as if I'm rambling a little bit here, but that's a strategy we've had at vidIQ, and it seems to be working. You can go check out our recent videos and let us know what you think of them. Any final thoughts then for watch time, Jeremy? Let's say a channel is producing videos that are 5 minutes long, they're getting 50% more watch time. Should they try a 10-minute video and see if it can increase the watch time, or is it not as simple as that?
No, I think you should always try anything. Right?
Absolutely, yeah.
I will say I've worked with, in the last year or two, I've worked with a lot of big YouTubers, over 1 million subscribers, and most of those guys, 7 to 12 minutes is their average view duration. Or the average watch time, excuse me.
Yeah.
So I will say that I think if people are watching a lot of your content, YouTube's going to keep on showing it to more people, in browser features and things like that. So I think kind of our job as YouTubers at this point, to keep it really simple, is to make titles people click on, to make thumbnails and titles that people want to click on, that intrigue them enough to click on it. And those thumbnails and titles gets watched, for 5+ minutes. Honestly, if you just kind of pare down your job as a YouTuber to those 3 things, great titles that people are searching for, amazing thumbnails that outdo your competitors' clicks, and content people want to consume over 5 minutes, I think YouTube starts getting a little easier.
Boom. And as I can see, we've had people who've been watching for the entirety of this live stream, such as Pegasus, Angel Gaming, and Octorius, and I'm seeing a few regulars who've made it through the entire thing. So as always, thank you very much for joining us here on this live stream. If you did enjoy it, make sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more live streams and awesome content just like this. Jeremy, as always, thank you very much for your time. Awesome. Got a thumbs up from there. I think he's run out of words to say. We will see you next Tuesday. As always, enjoy the rest of your video making day.